Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to be reading a devotional. Diets can be maddening because they make it so difficult to stick to your convictions. The plan looks great with a limit on calories or grams of fat per day and a list of prohibited or acceptable edibles. But when offered a piece of pie, you give in to the temptation, forgetting your diet and your resolution to lose weight. This struggle is real. It's war. This passage right at the beginning of the Bible tells all about the origin of the world, life, people, and work. It also covers husband wife relationships. Closest to home, it explains how a perfect world went wrong and why human beings have struggled since then against all sorts of evil. It tells about temptation. Everyone struggles with temptation. We are tempted to lie, to cheat, to steal, and to indulge ourselves in countless ways that God has forbidden. We give in because of Satan. Genesis chapter 3, verse 1 through 6. Temptation is Satan's invitation to live his kind of life and give up on God's. Satan tempted Eve and succeeded in getting her to sin. Soon after, Adam yielded to the pull of Satan's tempting offer. So sin entered the world, and every person since has been born a sinner. Today Satan is busy trying to get us to give in to his temptations. Eve and Adam could have resisted temptation by remembering what God had commanded them. We must realize that being tempted is not sin. We have not sinned until we give in to the temptation. To resist temptation, we must pray for the strength to resist. Matthew chapter 6, verse 13. Say no when confronted with what we know is wrong. See James chapter 4, verse 7. And run away from the temptation, sometimes literally. See Genesis chapter 39, verse 12, and James chapter 1, verse 12. Tells of the blessings and rewards for those who don't give in when tempted. As you read about the tragic fall of our perfect ancestors, watch the progression of temptation and sin. Then determine to obey God rather than believe Satan's lies. Resist Satan and his temptation and live. We're also going to read from Genesis chapter 3, verses 1 through 7. The serpent was the shrewdest of all the wild animals the Lord God had made. One day he asked the woman, "Did God really say you must not eat the fruit from any of the trees in the garden?" "Of course we may eat fruit from the trees in the garden," the woman replied. "It's only the fruit from the tree in the middle of the garden that we are not allowed to eat." God said, "You must not eat it or even touch it. If you do, you will die." "You won't die," the serpent replied to the woman. "God knows that your eyes will be opened as soon as you eat it, and you will be like God, knowing both good and evil." The woman was convinced. She saw that the tree was beautiful and its fruits looked delicious, and she wanted the wisdom it would give her. So she took some of the fruit and ate it. Then she gave some to her husband, who was with her, and he ate it too. At that moment their eyes were opened, and they suddenly felt shame at their nakedness, so they sewed fig leaves together to cover themselves. Genesis chapter 1 verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. We're also going to be reading Genesis chapter 3 verse 24. After sending them out, the Lord God stationed mighty cherubim to the east of the Garden of Eden, and he placed a flaming sword that flashed back and forth to guard the way to the tree of life. I also want to do one more verse, and it's Philippians chapter 4 verse 13. For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength.